On this episode of Science with Shields, we're going to make a rocket out of a tea bag.
We are beautiful science, compliance, baby, you and me, a cosmic alliance, defiance.
Hey everyone, it's meteorologist Christy Shields. On this episode of Science with Shields, we are going to be making a rocket out of a tea bag. You will need a parent or guardian's help with this experiment because we are going to use a lighter to light the cylinder of the tea bag on fire. And also, safety first with this one, make sure to put on your safety goggles. So what do we need? We will need, again, a tea bag, scissors, and a container to stick the tea into, and then also a plate. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the tea bag. You don't need the string or the staple on top. Set that to the side. And then we will empty the contents, the tea, into a container. Now the next thing you want to do is you want to make this into a cylinder that can sit on the plate. So we'll sit that down just like that. And then this is where you'll need a parent or guardian. The next thing you want to do is use a lighter to light the top of the cylinder. So that's what we're going to do next. And it will quickly start to heat the cylinder. You can see the flames going down, creating some ash, and watch what happens when it gets light enough. It floats into the air, and then slowly as it cools, it will be floating back down. How cool is that? We made a rocket out of a tea bag, and look, it's gonna land right in my hand. So let's do it again and explain exactly the science of what's going on. When we light the cylinder, what's happening is we have air pressure in the cylinder compared to outside. So with the flames, it's going to heat the air that is in the cylinder, and hot air always wants to rise. So you've got the hot air above the cylinder and in the cylinder, so the cooled air around it wants to rush in underneath. We also have the fact that the flame is burning the cylinder as it goes down, and what's happening with that is that it's losing mass. So eventually the smoke and the ash is so light that it is going to be able to float above, and it's also hot because of the flames. And with those flames, heat rises and cold air sinks. So when it's lit, it will rise up like a rocket, and eventually that ash will cool, the smoke dissipates, and it slowly floats back down to the ground. So let's try it out. Again, you have that flame burning and losing mass with the cylinder, and then eventually it gets so light, and with the heat, it rises, and eventually it cools and heads back down to the earth. If you try to make a tea bag rocket, let us know how it goes, and you can find more experiments if you head over to WTAJ+.